For decades, educational testing has functioned like a mechanical assembly line. It is a rigid, one-way sequence designed to process students, mark a final score on a page, and move on. When generative artificial intelligence arrived, we largely kept this old machinery in place. We simply added automated prompt boxes to the existing pipeline, using AI to generate quizzes at a faster rate without changing how those quizzes were used. A standalone AI tool often lacks the specific curriculum context, local learning objectives, and the unique pedagogical philosophy of the instructor. Without these connections, an algorithm is simply guessing at what needs to be measured. Accelerating this process through isolated AI produces more data, faster, but it doesn't address the lack of instructional context. Achieving higher testing speeds with disconnected tools does not result in better learning. The assessment on the AI framework, or AOA, moves away from these standalone tools. Managed by a central AOA agent, it functions as a collaborative ecosystem where specialized agents work in concert. This animated diagram shows the transition. Instead of a one-way processing pipeline, AOA utilizes a dynamic network of nodes that continuously exchange structured knowledge. Breaking AI out of isolation changes the purpose of the exam. When data flows freely between agents, assessment becomes a mechanism for continuous instructional improvement. To ensure these tools remain pedagogically sound, human oversight is a structural requirement. This is the human-in-the-loop mechanism, which is integrated into every stage of the AOA ecosystem. The educator acts as the sovereign architect of the system. They hold the authority to review, validate, and refine every recommendation the AI swarm produces before it reaches a classroom. This begins at the central hub, Choria. Choria analyzes curriculum standards and textbooks, projecting them into a 3D structural web. This curriculum ontology maps semantic relationships and prerequisite connections between concepts, creating a structured brain trust for the network. Because every downstream agent connects back to this shared ontology, the network ensures that every activity remains aligned with the established curriculum. This shared knowledge allows for a high-speed collaborative cascade. Choria's ontology feeds the alpha agent, which generates lesson plans specifically tailored to the curriculum's objectives. Alpha's plans then instruct the basic agent to construct an assessment blueprint. This blueprint ensures the test covers the right competencies and balances different cognitive levels. At the same time, the K-SALT agent engineers the specific content, writing the question stems, developing distractors, and creating explanations for why certain answers are incorrect. These three streams converge to form a unified instructional and assessment package. When students begin the test, the Aqua agent delivers it adaptively, using the blueprint to adjust question difficulty in real time based on demonstrated mastery. This cascade ensures that every question a student encounters is mapped back to the educator's original curriculum intent. Evaluation is handled by Garum, which generates the rubrics, and the grade agent, which reviews the student's performance against those criteria. The grade agent identifies specific learning gaps and strengths. It provides a diagnostic look at where a student is struggling and why. This data flows backward. A pulse travels from the grade node back to alpha, updating tomorrow's lesson plan based on today's performance. Simultaneously, K-SALT identifies a student misconception, pushing data back to update the master curriculum ontology in Choria. This bidirectional flow creates a responsive ecosystem. The network continuously learns and adapts its pedagogical approach based on student interactions. We are moving away from the isolated assembly line and toward an integrated cycle of evidence, diagnosis, and adaptation. This is collective intelligence, a system where specialized AI agents and human experts operate as a single collaborative entity. In this system, the technology does not lead. Like a conductor directing an orchestra, the educator remains at the center, using the AI swarm to amplify their own professional expertise. By building an interconnected, human-governed network, the AOA framework establishes assessment as an adaptive pathway for student success.